Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Now for global business updates, Rotus Oddiri joins us. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. Good morning, Vimbai.
Don't
Good
come
morning,
and say you are going on leave.
Dr.
You are not
Abati,
going anywhere.
Body is not firewood.
No, you are a foreman. You are a foreman. We need you.
I'm weak. I'm tired.
There's a reason you get the big bucks.
Which big bucks? Please let me run. Let me do my work so I can earn the money to go on the leave.
It's your karoshi.
Very quickly, lots to go to. Asian markets were led by Japan. New highs for the topics and the Nikkei 225 on the back of a weaker yen, export-oriented nation. The deal with the US, and then the outlook on a possible rate cut. Australia is up. The Reserve Bank of Australia cut rates by 25 basis points. Trump has tweeted, or truthed, if you will, that he's extended the truce with the trade truce with China for another 90 days. So that gives them until the middle of November to sort out these trade issues. But there's still some things popping up. For example, the H20 chip from NVIDIA. There's an account that is linked to the CCTV, the state media in China, saying that they're warning firms not to use the chip because of security concerns, which is quite an irony. Trump himself came out and said the H20 is obsolete, that Blackwell is the main chip that he might actually ask for a larger tax for them to sell that. Speaking of Trump, he's appointed E.J. Anthony, who is the PhD economist from Northern Illinois University. He is a frequent critic of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. In fact, he was on Steve Bannon's podcast and said that it's because there are not enough MAGA Republicans in charge, that the BLS data is wonky. We'll have to see what he's going to do. Just so people understand, the reason why the BLS has had issues, one, there have been staff cuts, and the survey respondents, whenever they go to get data for non-farm payrolls, jobless claims, all these things, there are not as many people who used to respond are responding as now. Well, not as many people who used to respond before are responding now. So the sample size has shrunk, and they have to do more estimates, and those estimates tend to be a bit off. Elon Musk is threatening Apple. He sent this tweet, I just caught it around 2 a.m. this morning. He's threatening Apple with a lawsuit. He says that Apple is colluding with ChatGPT to display ChatGPT on the App Store. And everyone who knows, if you have an Apple phone, the App Store and the Google Play Store are the two dominant app platforms where you can download everything, all the apps that you use. His second tweet said, hey, Apple, why do you not have Grok basically as the #1 app on the App Store? Why are you promoting ChatGPT? And if you go on your app and you look, and I did it, there's some screenshots. If you look at the must-have apps, you can see ChatGPT is listed there. This is, I think, the top 7 or so. If you move on to the top free apps, you can see ChatGPT at number 3, and then even when you go on the home page of your app, your Play Store, look at today, August 12th, learn with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is popular. I mean, that's just the fact. The user numbers are higher than Grok. I don't know why he's paying him, but he's claiming that he's going to file a lawsuit. Meanwhile, Sam Altman replied him and said that, listen, you've been accused of manipulating data on X in order to boost your tweets and also to, suppress competition and make people you don't like look bad. So, and remember, there's a lawsuit between the two of them. The beef continues and so on and so forth. From there, I think we're going to go to Europe. Anthropic, which is another AI company, it's shopping around for a funding round that will possibly, I think, valued at about $5 billion or so. It is offering up to £340,000 for AI engineers. I mean, Meta poached someone from Apple and was paying, Mark Zuckerberg paid the person, I think, as much as $200 million. So the race for talent within the AI space is really, really heating up. I think we go to Nigeria from here. They all share in the, Norway, sorry. Norway has divested from, it has sold off on its Israeli assets. This is the largest sovereign wealth fund in the world, the Norwegian sovereign wealth fund, almost $2 trillion in assets, made about $68 billion in profit in the first 6 months of this year, 5.7% return, although I think they were aiming for 6% or so, so they underperformed slightly. But they've divested because of the pressure on the war in Gaza. They've sold off on their assets, terminated all contracts with Israeli fund managers, and so on. And then I think, we do get to Nigeria now. The all-share index it's new high after new high. 41.7% year-to-date return for the all-share index. Market cap is inching its way to 94 trillion. We could get to 100 by the end of the year. insurance stocks, I mean, they did 40% last year. I mean, after President Tinubu signed off on the Insurance Industry Reform Act, because of the possibility of the new thresholds for insurance companies now, you're going to possibly see a lot of mergers going on. So they are taking positions in a lot of insurance companies in the hope that if a merger or a buyout offer comes in, they will offer shares to existing shareholders at a premium to whatever the insurance stocks closed on the prior day so they can make money. Even yesterday, the insurance index was up about 9%, doing pretty well. And then finally, on the front page of today's This Day newspaper, Nigeria's newspaper record, I don't know if I did an IBOM Air search on Google Trends, and you can see the spike. IBOM on the left, Comfort Emerson on the right. Basically, she's, I think, in the red bar, they're in the blue bar. No publicity is bad publicity. Everybody's searching for IBOM and what's been happening. That's our update for today.
There's a story I wanted to bring forward, you didn't take, about MTN Ghana units. Recording, more profits. They said it equates to about $327 million compared to the Nigerian subsidiary. That's, I think, first quarter profits, recording $271 million.
Okay. Well, the CD is stronger than the Naira.
I know. For 30 million subscribers compared to our close to 80 million subscribers.
Yeah.
This is the first time it happened. It has never, have you ever heard it? Because I thought Nigeria used to be the crown jewel of the MTN.
Well, look, don't forget,
group.
MTN did suffer losses last year as a result of the currency devaluation. They only just rebounded to
but Ghana, subsidiary making more money than Nigeria.
The CD is up 39%.
We know
so
there's lower inflation in Ghana. Economy is better run.
Okay, so you know what you do? You can track it over the last 5 years. I'll tell you that I'm sure Nigeria has made more money than their Ghanaian units.
I know they've made more money. No, in fact, what I'm saying, Rotus, is for the fact that Ghanaian units of a smaller market,
is doing
30 million, can usurp our big market for MTN in Nigeria.
Yeah, well, again
what?
You are converting MTN's profits at 1.5, which is a weaker currency that's been devalued.
I know that,
so those are the factors.
But it's also the state of the economy. That's what we are saying. We prove the point to you that Ghana subsidiary. I don't want to use Ghana.
Taking one earnings report.
It's one for the fact that they even did overcome Nigeria at all. Ghana subsidiary compared to Nigeria. And it's Punch that carried it too. So you can research it too. For the fact that they can even overcome Nigeria at all. Ghana subsidiary of MTN is something we should look at. Because Nigeria used to be a crown jewel. One-off is too much. It's too much. Let's report it. Sefini Laba.
Donald Trump appointee, EJ.
Hard right guy, man.
Anthony, very, very hard right guy. And I suppose the concern here is...
The Heritage Foundation guy.
Yes, he's a Heritage Foundation, which is responsible for Project 2025. Yes, we know that. So I think for my question is just, it's an observation of global trends, right? Because when protectionism sets in, this is one of the downsides of protectionism, is that economic policy becomes much more political than it becomes statistical or economics. Now, the arguments around him, because right now, because he has never worked in a statistics-related post before. He has a PhD in economics. So it's interesting, and I think people are also saying he only has one research citation, whereas his predecessor had over 1,000 citations. He only has one economic, and so this is what I actually want to say, right? Is because you studied economics, right? I studied economics, and when you do econometrics and you do statistics, they are worlds apart. They're totally worlds apart.
I remember my economics
however, for me, I think the major takeaway here is to see how globally we're going to be seeing more of these economic related posts being heavily politicized as we get more into protectionism, because protectionism has a lot to do with managing information.
CPI is coming out this afternoon. There's worries. U.S. markets fell yesterday. There's worries that if there's a big... all these protections in the markets will write everything. Let's just see what happens with inflation later. Let's see. Well, good point, Vimbai.
Don't condemn Trump. Why are you making this point? It's not a point.
This issue about the Bureau of Statistics in the U.S. came up, we made the point that it is regular for the Bureau to revise, and that this doesn't quite matter. But in Trump's reckoning, he thought Erika McEnteffer, I think that's her name, should be removed. So from that point, he raised questions about the integrity of statistics coming from the United States.
Yeah.
And that's the big problem. And now the replacement that he has put there, Antonio, is a conservative. He's a Republican. So the big problem here is playing politics with statistics.
Right.
If the biggest country in the world, the largest economy in the world, plays politics with statistics, then what does that really mean in real terms? That could have implications for the global community relating with the United States at the level of data. I'm still talking about Trumpism. Trump removed the head of Intel last week.
No, he didn't remove him more.
Well,
he called for him to be resigned.
Okay, he called for him to resign. But he has now reversed himself in a classical case of taco. Trump always changes his mind. He's now saying that
he's a great guy. That's
that
a great
one,
story.
I think his name is Juan.
Lip Bhutan.
Lip Bhutan,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, all these names. He's now saying he's the best thing since the invention of...
he went to visit him yesterday at the White House.
So you see that, President Trump...
yes, that's truly...
President Trump is a very inconsistent person.
Yeah.
He's even transactional.
Of course.
And he's been transactional is proven. You refer to NVIDIA.
Yeah. But he's open-minded.
NVIDIA and
Don't condemn him.
AMD.
Yeah, that's right.
Now he has
Tax them.
cut a deal with them now.
Don't deal, tax.
If their chips, semiconductor chips, get to China, they will give 15%
Yes, right.
of the returns back to the federal government of the United States. So that's just pure transactional leadership.
Yeah.
But the one that is more exciting is the fact that President Trump has now extended the deadline for China by another 90 days. That deadline was supposed to end on August 12th.
That's right.
Now he says we give you another 90 days, 145% tariff, but, the implication is that it's the world that will have suffered.
That's right.
Other markets will have suffered if you have a conflict between the two major countries of the world. But we have another 90 days reprieve, and we hope that, we'll look forward to what will happen there.
Exactly.
And today, the PCI,
Yes.
the CPI rather,
Yeah.
Consumer Price Index of the United States will be released. And that will also have implications for the markets. If it's a weaker than expected, figure that is released, you could have, expectation that in September, the Federal Reserve will cut rates. But if it is of a higher level, then it means, of course, that we will be talking about stagflation in the U.S. economy, and there will be fears. But at the moment, the markets are in a cautious mode.
That's right.
They are watching. Even oil prices have gone down.
Yeah,
Brent crude is down to $66. WTI is down to $63 per barrel because of the expectations today. And then on Thursday, I think there will be producer price
that's right, index
yes, that's also being released. So it's a data-heavy week.
Of course.
But you'll be here to come and help us unpack it. Thank you very much, Rotus.
Next week, don't
worry.
Next
week you'll be here.
Next week.
You are still here next week.
No, I'm here this week but for the Thursday PPI. But after this week, no.
We're going to leave.
Okay, don't worry. If we need you, we'll recall you as a foreman. A foreman that can do 4 persons work.
Yes,
But we like to rest.
But see, your leave is dependent on
let's go to a break.
he who is above all. Once he who is above all says you are not going, the one above all can stop your leave.
That's true.